Let the bot battle begin. Both machines 1-0, looking to go 2-0. Oh, Switchback already knocking Jade Dragon's weapon into the air. Well, not into the air, but at least up. And, oh, there goes some armor off of Jade Dragon. Switchback strum hitting very hard. I'm pretty sure like it did in its last fight against Arctic Wind. Oh, another big weapon-on-weapon collision. Not sure who has the advantage right now. I think Switchback is starting to get ahead, but oh yes, I guess he is a hammer drum. Switchback is hammer drum for that was a great shot by Switchback. Oh my goodness, devastating weapon-to-weapon collision. But it's really been all Switchback that's controlling this fight up to this point. What a shot by that drum spinner. Articulated drum versus articulated horizontal spinner, and right now the drum is winning. Jade Dragon able to self-right, but Switchback just lands another blow. Jade Dragon is very tough to be able to take these hits. And then there's another one. Jade Dragon lands a counter shot. Overall, it's been Switchback in control. Another brutal shot. How much more of this can Jade Dragon take? Oh my goodness. Complete domination from Switchback as we head into the later stretches of this fight, as Jade Dragon continues to just get thrown around like a ragdoll, but able to land a couple of counter shots, but those hits aren't doing anything. And Jade Dragon finally bounces back. He flips Switchback on his side. Switchback cannot self-right in that position. Jade Dragon just rips off bar of the wedge. I think he might be backing away soon. He lands one last shot, and he is backing away. The countdown has started. Jade Dragon survives another brutal beating to win fight number 2. I mean, for the most part, Switchback was dominant. There is nothing you could bash about their performance. They performed excellently, did exactly what they wanted to do. Managed to flip Jade Dragon over a couple of times, send them flying a couple of times, and overall put in a clinic. However, Jade Dragon was able to land some counter shots and eventually got to the side of Jade Switchback and flipped it over. Let the bot battle begin. Deep 6. Oh my god! That's the way Deep 6 is supposed to be hitting its opponents. Yeah, this is what Deep 6 is supposed to look like. Retrograde absorbs the shots very well. What a shot there. Deep 6 doing the damage was he isn't doing the damage. He actually took some damage. And there goes the wedge split apart. That's going to make it so much harder for Deep 6 to get underneath Retrograde. And we are seeing that now. He's getting a bit more back heavy, and Retrograde is capitalizing. He managed to put Deep 6 on his head. Deep 6 able to self-right off of Retrograde. Retrograde was not able to self-right, and Deep 6 lands another shot. One fork has come off of Retrograde, but a lot of pieces have come off of Deep 6, and that is preventing him from getting underneath and landing those shots, while Retrograde very effectively using his lifter. A great early start by Deep 6, but Retrograde countering very effectively as this fight continues. Now Deep 6 gets put into the screws. They do get back up. They're surprisingly effective at self-righting. But now, what was that? Deep 6 hits the wall of the pit with its own weapon and bounces up onto it. That's not a ping, that's a knockout. Well, to start, Deep 6 was clearly the superior bot, just landing some ridiculous shots, sending Retrograde flying. However, that didn't last forever. Despite all the hits that Deep 6 land, they took the more damage from those shots, and eventually Deep 6 broke its own wedge, which allowed Retrograde to get underneath and turn the tide. As soon as that happened, Retrograde was throwing Deep 6 all around the arena, getting underneath wherever and ever possible, and Deep 6 eventually bounced onto the pit. Let the bot battle begin. Bite Force, the defending champion, and a bot they beat in the round of 16, Unnecessary Violence. Both already at 0-1, both need this victory. And so far, it's been pretty much a stalemate. Neither bot really able to get underneath the other here to start, and such. There's not really much interesting. Bite Force gets underneath a bit there, but he's good ran by Bite Force. Most effective attack of the match so far. Like very little deliverance from these two spinners to start this fight. Bite Force able to get underneath occasionally and somewhat, but not able to rip off the wedges or flip Unnecessary Violence like they did last season. As this rematch slowly slogs on between these two bots, Bite Force has a slight edge, but trying to really exploit. And now Unnecessary Violence is near the screws, but Bite Force can't seem to capitalize on it. And you can't there, but Bite Force unable to do anything. Oh, there go both the wedges off of Unnecessary Violence, but what a counter shot. Bite Force on his head for the second time this season, and Unnecessary Violence is going to work. There goes a wedge off of Bite Force. The reigning champ already in trouble. There goes his right side armor, and Bite Force is flipped over again. It's lost its other wedge. Unnecessary Violence has ripped the weapon off now. Unbelievable how this fight turned. Unnecessary Violence has ripped the defending champion to shreds, and Bite Force will be fallen to 0-2, losing to a bot it defeated in last season's round of 16. What an upset. This was a stalemate fight at first. It was a very slow-paced match. Neither bot was really able to get much of anything. That all changed when Bite Force ripped off the wedges of Unnecessary Violence, and that ended up being Bite Force's doom. They went weapon to weapon. Unnecessary Violence got the advantage. They flipped Bite Force. They did get flipped in the process, but were able to self-right, and Unnecessary Violence went to work, tearing Bite Force to shreds. What an upset. Let the bot battle begin. Two bots that have underperformed so far. Retribution coming out swinging, and they are landing some great shots now. To start this fight, Retribution has sent Malice flying. It's a very lightweight machine, is Malice. And this is why there. But now the wedge of Retribution has come off. That's not good. It's barrel attached, and this has been their weak point. That wedge has been the Retribution's weak point in every way, but still they are easily winning these weapon-to-weapon exchanges with Malice, looking for a kill shot. We're just really looking to manage. Retribution flips himself over, but Malice, being a bit of a sportswoman, to right them. Retribution and Malice continue to duke it out. Retribution lucky to be staying in this fight, but now Malice's weapon has broken. Retribution with a serious opportunity here, and they are doing everything they can to capitalize on it. Some armor has come off of Malice, and ultimately it has... and now an entire half of the frame has come off of Malice. Oh my goodness, Retribution gets the knockout and a win expected to have plenty of last season. Well, this is about one of two times that this is one time this season Retribution has performed. One recent time Retribution has performed, they just threw Malice all around the arena. The only time Malice had the advantage is when Retribution flipped themselves, and even though they lost that wedge, they just performed as well or even better. Malice's weapon broke, and soon that would turn out to be the end of Malice, as Retribution was able to split that bot in half for the knockout. Let the main event and the unstoppable force versus a movable object. Titan gets flipped over, but able to self-right. Gruff not able to capitalize on that. Now Titan getting underneath, and now the lifter of Gruff has taken some damage, but is known for taking hits. Now Gruff is in the corner, and they are on their backs, and they are out of the arena. What a shot that Titan delivered. A major first collision that flipped Titan, but Gruff was not able to capitalize, and that would soon spell its doom. Titan got underneath, got them in the corner, and threw them out of the arena.